Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to today's edition of the Just Us Review. We like to take our favorite shows. They can be superhero, they can be sci-fi, they can be horror. I ain't watching it because I ain't paying you to scare me. And we'll break it down and give you guys that nit and that grit. And if we like it, we love it.
I'm sorry.
Thanks, John.
Keep going. Just keep it going.
If we like it, we love it. If we hate it, goddamn it, you gonna hear about it. And today, we gotta keep that gravy train rolling. That's right, Marvel's cash cow WandaVision is on the road. And after 2 embarrassing episodes, the train is awfully full running.
What? Hold on.
I'm sorry, did we watch the same episode?
I gotta do that meme.
Don't you look at me in that tone of voice.
You gotta have a drink in your hand.
Don't y'all look at me in that tone of voice. Now, going off this last episode, there was a lot to consider and take in. As a matter of fact, some of us might be psychics. So,
First of all, a lot of y'all might be confused at the title. I know the title of the episode was called Slander Was Right About Everything, but that's because we were right about everything. Almost everything.
Slander explains it all. Now, before we get into the details, we got to give first reactions to the episode. So, Sid, if you sober, what'd you think about this episode?
First of all, I'm never sober. Second,
That's right, the urine stain. Oh, you right.
That smells so.
How'd you feel?
I'm gonna kick both of y'all ass after this review is done.
All we gotta do is move fast.
This was a decent episode. I think it was longer than all the others, so
Yes, it was.
yeah. So stop your whining, stop your complaining.
And the main thing that's the first thing I was right about. We need to get a longer episode.
We'll get into that.
Yeah.
But first impressions.
But overall, I would say it was a decent episode. I'll be real. I liked a lot of the tension that was happening from Vision's point of view, and all the other stuff was just a little bit extra to me.
First impressions. All right. So, Christian.
Please. I actually really like this episode. I like that we got to have a glimpse into Monica Rambeau more and how she might have powers now, which is great. I like that we got, because Wanda was basically faking an accent for.
Well, we're talking about first impressions. I just
Okay.
want to know if you like it.
I liked it. It was good.
All right. Christian, how you feel about it?
So, you know how in school when there was a threshold for a passing grade and failing grade, and if you made a 70 or above, it was passing, 69 below, it was failing?
I wouldn't know I broke the curve.
Well,
69 is failing over here.
Yes.
in America.
No, I'm talking because in Florida, 69 is passing.
Well,
that
it's Florida.
explains
everything.
In America.
In America.
It was almost there, but I gotta give it a failing grade.
What about you, John?
I thought it was good.
I'm gonna have to agree. Even though I liked a lot of stuff that went on, it's something that Christian pointed out that we're about to go into when we get to the bads. That I'm gonna have to also fail it, but for a different reason. So let's go ahead and talk about the good. Well, no, and it's something he pointed out that actually made sense. Let's start off with the goods, the greats of this episode. Who want to kick it off first? Monica Rambeau has powers.
Well, I was gonna start with the intro first. Was this the '80s intro?
This was the '90s intro. That was
No,
that was pure step by step. People, come on.
No, that was
I
Growing
was
Pains.
in Full House.
That was
Yeah,
Full House, Growing
Full
Pains.
House '90s, isn't it?
Early 90s. I'm telling you, it was Growing Pains. It was Full House, and it was. There's another one.
Seventh Heaven, probably.
Not Step by Step.
Seventh Heaven, the one with.
No, that's '90s. Oh, what is the other one? Not Golden Girls. It's another family.
But we
Archer
did.
or something like that. '70s.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah. So that intro was kind of interesting.
It was cringe as fuck, and
Because I think the cringiest thing about it is we gotta take into consideration that Wanda created this intro.
Yeah.
Like, I think it was intentionally cringy, and I was like, Now, why are they gonna go Photoshop Vision's head onto a baby?
Vision as a
Like,
baby.
why are we watching this?
That was the second creepiest shit.
No, he came on
So what other goods do we have?
You about to get into it.
Monica Rambeau has powers. That's right. After getting thrown through the fourth and fifth wall, come to find out that she might have her for her powers, and that may manifest in episode 9 of season 2.
So quick thing. Remember when we all got in that Uber last week?
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm gonna have to stop here because I got a different theory about Monica Rambeau.
Okay, what are you thinking?
Okay, you say we all. I wasn't invited into the Uber.
I was talking about the three of us.
Oh.
So I know you were saying that you think Monica got her powers when basically Wanda blasted her and stuff.
Yeeted her out of her dimension.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm 70% with you on that.
What's the
But-
other 30?
The other 30 is I'm thinking she already had her powers. And maybe I'm looking deep into this. And the reason why is because the exchange that they have about who was the strongest Avenger that could have defeated Thanos.
Okay.
And when they bring up Captain Marvel,
She gave a look.
she gave a look and she was like, well, we're not talking about her right now. And I got to thinking, because a lot of people are like, ooh, she's salty because Captain Marvel wasn't around when her mama died. Or Captain Marvel probably was rubbing up on her and gave her the cancer and shit.
I think that's plausible that she's upset that she wasn't around.
So what I think it is, and this is coming from my comic book brain. So in the comics, Monica Rambeau has a reputation of every time she gets a code name, another hero takes it. And so she has to change her code name. I'm thinking she was salty because she was like, I was fucking Captain Marvel until white people gave me. Like maybe she was Captain Marvel already, but didn't nobody know. And then the public started calling Danvers Captain Marvel.
So kind of like how her mom was Photon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
but in the Captain Marvel movie,
Lieutenant
She could-
Trouble?
yeah.
No, what I'm saying is she had powers and was going around being
Doing
and
stuff.
calling herself Captain Marvel. We just never got a movie about it.
So while she was out on the Earth level doing it, when she looked up and saw the name Captain Marvel,
And was like, what the fuck? I literally been calling myself that for 5 years.
And then Jean rolled off a sky and said, but I'm Marvel.
And then Wolverine popped up and said, sure.
So keep going on the train of the goods. Who else have a good for this?
going back to Wanda's accent, because we knew that in Infinity War that she was taught to disguise the way she speaks by Black Widow.
Mhm.
And so now when she basically walked out of her dimension holding a missile, which I thought was good, and we hear the accent coming out more, and I just thought that was a nice touch to it.
One of the goods is one thing that Sid pointed out in the first early episode was Agatha Harkness. And then she's slowly starting to reveal herself as the person who's kind of helping Wanda through this transition. Now, my only question is Agatha a construct? Like, does Agatha know, or is her construct designed to be this way?
So
If we calling this woman Agatha Harkness, like it's Agatha Harkness.
It's Agatha.
It's Agatha Harkness.
I've been saying Catherine this
so-
whole time.
So I'm gonna go ahead.
She's Catherine Hahn until they say Agatha Harkness. But she Agatha Harkness.
So let me blow your mind real quick. Agnes.
Oh no, I know that.
Okay, cool. All right.
I'm,
So
I'm not stupid. I read
That
the
was-
comics.
that was for them. All right. So at the beginning of the episode, when they have the exchange about the twins, and she comes in and all this stuff, and she's like, "I'm sorry, do you want me to run that again?"
Mhm.
And then Wanda's like, "Wait, what?" And then
That
Vision
shit
was
was
like,
funny.
"What?" So yeah, it was funny.
That shit
But at the same time, it kind of clued us in that she's not really affected by what's going on.
Exactly.
She's like, I'm here playing a part, and I know that I'm playing a part.
And she trying to keep it up and pretend.
Yeah.
And whenever shit changed slightly, then she's like, all right, I gotta.
We just gotta roll with it.
Yeah. that shit was so funny when later Wanda was like, oh, I'm gonna just get this right here. She just used her power of the vision. I'm like, bitch, we gotta come here.
We don't do that in front of He's
Like, what are you talking about? We're out of the closet now. Like, no, we not.
One of my where Vision raised up all her. Like, wait a minute.
So that's actually my overall good about this episode is that Vision is figuring out. He's slowly figuring out what's going on. He actually pieced it all together for the most part, and it was a lot of tension. Breaking Norm, I think that was his name, slightly out at the office. When he got the email, he's kind of putting together what's going on. Then he got to the house, and he was like, "Hey, come clean. What's going on?"
Hey, and you know why the episode was longer than normal?
Why's that?
Because we went past the credits.
Oh yeah.
That's funny.
He was like, "Bitch, don't walk out on me." Where did she come from?
Like, I'm looking around, I'm like, wait, what? It was funny, and I'm like, wait, stop! It was funny and it was uncomfortable too, because I was like, are they gonna hit each other? Because it was like watching a domestic dispute in real time.
However,
Don't you roll them credits on me.
I think, I don't know, not necessarily we need to say this for the theory, but I think if something was revealed slightly in that moment, because he basically said, "What are you doing? Why are you doing this?" Mm-hmm. And she said she doesn't necessarily remember how all of this started. And I think that's going to lead to something bigger.
Another thing I want to point out.
She could have been gaslighting. B, something else could be going on.
Another thing I want to point out is also the children that I like. And that I think the children have
You
their
like
own...
the kids?
No, for a reason. That they have their own autonomy. It's like she can't control the children because... And what Monica said is that they're actually real. And the fact that they actually call her out in the show when the puppy dies. And it was like, just bring the puppy back, Mom. We know you can do it. And she's trying to maintain in that same reality. Like, no, I got to teach you about life and death.
Like, you
and
give a
like,
critical line to
Minus the hussy part.
the hussy was implied.
Slow down for me, slow down. You're saying that the kids are real?
Yeah, the kids are real.
She can't control them. And you see that early, even in the previous episodes where she's trying to get them to stop crying, and she used magic, and then the magic doesn't
Not
work.
only that, but she gets afraid every time they grow up because she's like, I can't stop you guys.
I can't say for certain that the kids are real because I rewatched a couple episodes and she tried to use her magic on the stork, and the stork never went away.
Because the stork represented the baby
The
that
stork,
would eventually...
they represent them, but at the same time, I think it's something subconscious with her that she can. Are we in theory territory with this?
I mean, I didn't think so because Monica said they were hers and she delivered the babies. So
Well, I mean,
I was just going with the flow.
Monica also had
So-
bell bottoms.
So here's the thing, what it could be. So here's what it could be.
So you see what I'm saying? All right.
No.
I have a good, but I just want to capitalize on what you were saying about they might or might not be real. So I hate to go off on a little tangent, but y'all know the character Multiple Man from X-Men?
Yeah.
Okay.
He had a baby with someone, and then it comes to find out it wasn't him, it was one of his clones. And so when she had the baby disappeared because the baby was the son of the clone.
A jitsu.
Yeah, so I'm thinking that could happen, but because I know who these characters are, they're real.
Well,
They're kind of sort of real.
one question.
No,
Sorry, quick.
I'm also thinking everybody is saying Mephisto, and they want Mephisto to be the villain. I think the answer, if there's a villain that's not Wanda, is more obscure. The villain is Wanda.
But what I also liked about this episode is at the ending when Pietro comes back and we find out it's Evan Peters, and I was
to that.
no, this is still in the goods
Where?
for me. I like the fact that she was as surprised as Vision was.
Which means that she's not fully in control of that reality.
Exactly.
Well, that's what I was saying. It's either a higher or another power at work, or B, subconsciously she's doing things and is not aware of it.
I honestly believe Agatha was responsible for Pietro.
I got one last good, then we can get into this. Now, keeping apart what happened right before, because I want to talk about that scene in a later part of the video. I fucking hollered when they turned their guns on.
Can we talk about that a little bit more?
Yeah. I fucking holler. Because in my mind, I'm like, the tables are turning, I feel. But when it's y'all want to call on unity and shit.
So now it's all lives matter. Huh?
Yeah.
I love that scene because old dude was talking mad trash.
Yeah.
He was like,
"We'll take you down if we have to, Wanda."
and he was like, wait a minute.
Like,
I created a whole town.
Like, and they fired at her kids.
Yeah. First it was fuck them kids. Then it was all lives matter.
It was funny because first of all, she bust out that door like she knew she paid bills there,
and they knew she was coming because she made sure they knew she was coming.
So she
went cut the cameras.
So she comes out through the fire and flames, and she's sitting there like, okay, y'all want to come after my family, huh? All right, let's do this. Wait a minute. Then he got to put his knee pads on and got on his knees. I wonder if you please, I'd like to apologize.
Please, baby.
Please, Wanda, please.
Please excuse my bitch ass. And Monica was like, no, don't do it. So then she went back in and was like, yo, if you don't act right, you will get smacked by bitch. Of course, she went to the Ike Turner School for Get Right.
Yeah.
And I love that scene for that. But
Just say Ike.
so now that we've cleared the plate with all the goodness, let's focus on the bad here. Well, let me go right quick. I gotta say this. A bad that I have is something that Christian had mentioned a while ago.
Stop, please. I have one minor bad.
Wait.
And I just want to get it out of the way, please.
Go ahead.
Those kid actors were horrible. Okay.
Yes,
like I could not watch them on screen. Okay.
But
I was hoping they grew up again.
So the bad I have is that the story really didn't progress. And that was an issue that I had. It really didn't move from where it was that much. I have.
Go ahead, keep explaining.
So like it was some retelling, and it was like I like what they gave me, but it really didn't push it more because after we found out everything, it was like, okay, now Vision is understanding what's going on after all this, and Vision ain't no dummy. So I was like, you could have gone a little further in the storyline.
He's not wrong because when you think about all the new information we got in this episode, most of it was back filler to back information, and the only thing that was forward information was when Vision freed Hank or whatever from his dream. That was the only forward momentum. We're honestly still in the same position that we were in at the start of this episode. The only difference now is Vision is aware that something is actually wrong.
So I'm gonna agree with you, but I won't call it a bad because the show got 9 episodes.
You got 4 more to go.
And it was like, I'm not trying to spoon feed you everything. They're literally trying to either answer some of your theories or make you generate new theories every episode.
And at the same time, they're trying to expand the Marvel Universe.
But my only issue with that is we pretty much answered all these questions in our last segment.
Yeah.
Everything that happened, we already called. So all it did was confirm shit we knew a week ago.
And even though I was wrong about Evan Peters playing one of the kids, I did predict that the kids was going to be grown up. And they grew up in that episode.
So next bad.
You can go. Because we're going to get into a long conversation.
Okay.
I got some shit to say.
So since she's done with her bads, go ahead. Let's go ahead.
Go.
On the rare occasion that I am wrong, I will admit it. But last week when you guys were saying she was lugging around Vision's dead body, and I was like, no, there's no way.
Yeah, I caught that too.
Can I say one thing? Necrophilia. Necrophilia. I don't care what y'all say. He dead. She was having sex with it.
First of all, he's not even a real person.
No, okay.
No,
That's even worse.
Basically,
said that she stole his dead body
That's even worse.
and revived it.
She had sex with a dead sex toy.
I don't even think she revived it.
But they said she revived it.
Well,
She
to their perception,
she
revived.
still sees the
So as far as we, the audience, knows, she revived the corpse. She's been having sex
with a dead
with
man.
the corpse.
Mhm.
She had a baby
So-
by the
Baby.
corpse.
Okay, wait.
Babies
Wait.
by the corpse.
So would it be even
She's
less
like-
weird if she had sex with an alive robot?
No, the whole thing was gross.
No.
I mean, I was like, okay, whatever, but
So-
I'm not
so
gonna
we're-
judge.
But the thing is, he's
So-
dead. He's dead.
She let a dead man shoot her club up.
she,
First of all, I don't even know
Thank
where
you
to
for
start.
watching, everybody.
First of all, she had all of this. She had sex in her imagination, and we really just want to go there.
I love
all
the
of this
fact
is her.
that he's trying to make this a thing. Go ahead,
No,
go ahead.
because you're rationalizing that Vision is a lie. First of all,
Does he breathe?
no. Does he eat? No. Does
Well,
he
he
drink?
has
No.
rational
if
thinking
he
skills.
breathes, he a thought.
Vision has rational thinking skills.
He's alive.
He can walk. He can talk.
So
he
she-
can make jokes.
so she
he's
has-
An, he's,
so-
he's a living being.
So if
Whether
let's-
he's alive like we are alive.
So
He's
let's
alive.
say all of this. Let's say all of this took place before Infinity War. It would just been she had sex with the Mind Stone, and it still would have been weird. Now all of this, she had sex
With a dead
with
body.
the.
But
with
there's
the,
no Mind
She
Stone
had sex.
anymore.
She had sex with a dead
Technically-
cell phone.
Technically,
Worse.
technically, aren't we just computers to a bigger universe?
I don't want to get existential.
Wrong channel.
We're there.
She had sex with a dead man.
Vision is not alive. Right?
Yeah, because he dead.
He was
That's the
never-
whole point.
Because
Yeah,
she had
that's
sex
the
with.
thing.
he was
She
never
revived
alive.
You know what?
him.
Okay,
and
hold
so her
Okay,
scene.
okay.
I'm
hold
gonna
on.
come in and block you with my Captain
No.
America shield. I got a question for y'all. I got a question for y'all. Was Jarvis alive?
Well, Jarvis
What?
didn't.
No,
he was an
Jar-
artificial intelligence.
Exactly.
What's
What
the
is
difference?
Vision?
What is Vision?
He's
actual
walking
intelligence.
artificial intelligence,
No,
but it's not programming
Vision,
anymore.
Why?
No. Vision is actual intelligence. He's thinking on his own freely.
Yeah, it's not programming anymore.
Even when Shuri was trying to put him together, she was like,
Jarvis thought on his own.
yes.
That's
Jarvis I'm saying Jarvis is different
I
because
think we
the whole
visited
point
next
is that
That's how I rationalize. Oh, wait for the knock at the door.
okay. From what's the movie name? Age of Ultron.
Uh-huh.
When Vision first appeared,
Mhm.
they whole explained it. Oh, why does he sound like Jarvis? Like, oh, well, basically Jarvis gave himself an update and now he's free of the programming, right?
He got
So he's free of the programming, right?
Mhm,
So now Jarvis can just do stuff on his own without Tony Stark programming him to do it.
Uh-huh.
So
He's his
Jarvis
own being.
became alive.
Yeah.
He basically gave himself life
Eh.
and became Vision.
He's alive.
the stone.
That's why there's no Jarvis anymore. There is Friday and whatever the fuck they have in Stark Tower
I
anymore.
feel like Friday dead and Stark dead.
It sounds like
No,
but it sounds like
he's
your only
wrong about
rationale
Friday.
for life is what you think about human existence.
Is Vision an organic being?
Yes.
Well, the body he has is organic.
It is
Here's
organic
the
body.
question: can Vision produce sperm?
I don't know.
We don't know.
So how does she?
I mean, I'm not keeping down the big hole. I don't care.
Y'all throwing out these justifications and shit, but like technically plants are alive and they don't do half the shit that human bodies do.
So wait.
Actually,
Joshua Whedon wanted to give him a piece.
Wait a second. We're going off course. All right.
I got bad.
Wait.
and
Before we
it's a
do
big
that,
one.
okay. Sam wants to justify necrophilia, and we're gonna stop there. Now go ahead.
So
I'm not king shaming.
I am.
we need to address the.
White man in the room.
We'll get to him in a minute, but that's not it. We need to address a elephant in the room.
is this a long discussion? Or is this
You know what? This isn't. If this is what I think we're talking about, I don't even know if it's an elephant in the room because no one's talking about it on the internet, and I think it's because they skipped over it entirely. Well, and that's what I'm getting to because
What's the elephant?
people want to defend Wanda and shit and try to pull out another villain as who it could be and whatnot. And I'm like, no, she is the villain, and you guys are technically protecting a fucking Nazi.
Well, here's the deal.
Because that's what she was, and you guys want to skip over it because she puts on a silly ass costume and run around with Iron Man and shit. And she's a fucking Nazi.
Disney.
She worked with Hydra, and don't try to tell me, Hydra and the Nazi are different.
She volunteered for Hydra.
No.
Brother volunteered.
Let's go back to the white man because he pulled her dossier quick and was like, she was born in '89, she was indoctrinated, and she became a member of Hydra so that she could get superpowers.
Okay, wait a minute. That's a blurred line.
No, it's not.
She literally only joined the organization because her parents were killed by Stark Technologies.
Okay,
Yeah,
stop.
like if you remember in Age of Ultron, their whole reasoning for what they were doing was because there was a bomb from Stark Industries.
Yeah.
Wait. It wasn't the fact that she agreed with their ideas. It was literally payback.
Okay. No.
You. No.
Let me say this. Okay, let's real world this. How many of the people that stormed the Capitol believed in Trump because their lives are fucked up by what they think happened in America to fuck their lives?
No. That's
I think we're getting off track. When did
No, because
Wait. Because Wanda and Pietro were not put in the field yet, so they did not hurt anybody. And in deleted scenes, we see them actually helping their community.
it didn't happen in the theater, so it doesn't count. But the point is, you joined a radical organization that is linked with Nazis. You are technically a fucking Nazi.
They were going with the resources that best fit their...
Wait. So, here's some information y'all probably didn't know if you didn't watch the TV show called Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. There was a character who was there from the very first season, and everybody was like, ooh, handsome, dreamboat.
Yeah.
Guess what? He's a Nazi. Why? Because he had a fucked up childhood.
He willingly killed innocent people. He willingly killed innocent people.
Hey, time out.
I'm never gonna get
Like, you can't compare.
It's
not the same.
It's not the same thing.
Just because you didn't take a life don't mean you still sided with these people.
No, wait, okay, time out. First of all, that is all the way wrong. Okay, case in point, Arnold Schwarzenegger's father was part of the SS. And that's because
Part
he
of
was...
what?
The SS.
What is that?
Nazis.
Okay.
What?
Wait, let me explain. And the reason why he joined is because they said if you don't, you will die.
Okay.
So which do you...
No.
So which...
They weren't threatened. They joined willingly.
They joined willingly because their parents was killed by a billionaire's tech, and
Okay.
nobody was doing nothing about it.
Okay, you had another choice. You could have went somewhere else.
And did what?
Quick question.
Not be a fucking Nazi.
What you're doing, these correlations don't add up.
Okay. Wait. From my understanding of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Ford was manipulated as a child into doing it, and then when he realized what was happening with it, he continued to go along with it. Stop. And from my understanding of Pietro and Wanda, when we first see them in Age of Ultron, they were already speaking out against A, American interference, and B, Stark Industries. Why? Because a missile had hit them. Mm-hmm. One killed their parents, the other right next to their faces, and they were just waiting for it to go off. Mm-hmm. So that was a traumatic event for them. So then when they hear of an organization that's basically battling that, they were like, you know what? Yes, we could do some good with this, and we can get revenge on the people that basically stole our lives from us.
So what's the difference?
So you're saying they're not.
What's the difference between?
And by that definition,
You're saying that they held their same values. They were in it for their own self-interest.
What's the difference between them and a lot of the people that stormed the Capitol?
What does that have to do with
It's
that?
it's the same
No,
thing.
it's
A
not.
lot of those people that side with Trump that hold his beliefs, they don't hold it just because I'm racist or whatever.
The woman that got shot and died, the only reason she went down there is because she felt like no one was doing anything for her out in California because her business and shit failed.
They were fake victims. They were fake victims, and Pietro and Wanda were real
They're actual victims.
They were
Whoa. You're saying that the woman that got shot at the Capitol
No,
was a
I'm
fake
talking
victim?
I'm talking about the people who stormed the Capitol building.
She stormed the Capitol.
And got shot because after she was warned multiple times.
So for Wanda and Pietro to be considered Nazis, I guess they would have had to die in one of the.
It's not what I said.
So Pietro's a Nazi.
No, they're not
That's not what I
Nazis.
said.
No,
That's not what I
it's
said.
not. No, they're twisting everything.
No,
No, we're not.
So this is my thing.
So did you finish Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. first of all?
I did not finish Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
So
I
they-
got to season 2.
So later we actually find out that there's more to Hydra than just the Nazi shit. And they kind of used the Nazi shit to get their organization going even further. It was really space alien shit. But anyway, they just went sidetracked. But at the same time, they were just like, hey, join our organization and further our cause. Oh yeah, Nazi stuff too, even though we really worship the space alien god. But also Nazis. And so at
Okay,
the
I
same
feel like you just spoiled it.
yeah, you're not gonna watch it.
I'm gonna get to it.
Every time they run into a branch of Hydra, they be like, let's take out this Nazi scum, basically. They're like, I don't care what space guy.
Because Hydra is Nazis. Don't try to split hairs.
No, I'm not disputing that Hydra is based on Nazis. I'm just saying
And
that
Wanda and Pietro joined
No.
Nazis.
I'm saying that their reason for joining
Good for them.
what I quit.
So
I don't.
here's the thing. Here's the thing
I'm
now.
tired.
The woman that got shot at the Capitol, like he was saying,
You
it-
can't.
why not?
Those are not clear correlations.
It's an exact correlation.
No, because you're going off
So,
the woman
wait,
who got
so
shot in the
wait.
Capitol, and
The one who got shot at the Capitol was a victim of violence, so therefore she was trying to get retribution.
No,
She was
you didn't
not-
let me finish.
Exactly.
She felt like she was victimized because she lost everything, especially after the pandemic happened. And if you know anything about what's happening in California,
I know
she
everything.
lost all of her businesses and stuff like that because of policies that she felt weren't enacted during Obama's administration.
So as a response, she joined Trump.
Okay.
Okay.
And I can get behind her, losing her livelihood and everything.
Mhm.
But my thing is, a lot of people around the country have lost basically the same thing, maybe even more.
So
And they did not storm the Capitol.
Do you know how many?
It's not the same.
A lot of Sokovians lost stuff during their
Okay.
during their
Okay.
attack.
And none of them joined Hydra or
We don't
became
know- we don't
Zemo
know
or
that.
anything like that.
Zemo in the movies didn't even join Hydra
So wait.
in Civil War.
So wait. Time out.
They didn't outright call him Zemo. He was the villain in Civil War.
Wait.
Captain America's-
Question.
And Anthony Serkis?
No. He was the one that
He was like, I freed Bucky, I was manipulating Bucky, and I was
Oh.
And then Captain America, not Captain America,
And then you find out-
Black Panther hugged him when he tried to commit suicide and was like, "You going to jail?"
But again, wasn't he killing innocent people?
yes.
But he didn't join Hydra.
It's not the same thing.
Okay, so
we're showing you that when you're able to rationalize things, you had a choice. So
Exactly.
I'm not
So
disputing
Zemo-
that they didn't have a choice.
Zemo could have joined Hydra.
And
Instead,
he did.
he
No,
was
I'm
like,
just
nah,
going off
actually,
because
I'm gonna just steal stuff from Hydra and kill them too.
So they were using Hydra as an instant mean to get their powers, right?
So they're
That doesn't make them
they're
Nazis.
members of Hydra.
I'm not saying they're not members of Hydra, but you're saying they're just like the people who stormed the Capitol, and we're saying I don't think they are.
We're getting way off topic here. Okay.
Okay.
Wait.
She's a Nazi.
No,
Okay.
she's
So
not.
let's get that out of the
No,
way.
she's not.
And
All right. So
She's not a Nazi.
All right. So Wanda was a member of Hydra. Disputed. All right. Keep going.
she's a Nazi. and they're
First
defending.
of all,
Let's just leave it at she was
She was a member of Hydra.
All right, keep going.
Nazi. And,
Keep going.
and the fandom in general and the public are defending her by trying to come up with some other villain.
So
when she is the villain.
in that regard,
And
I would
I'm
say
not
that
disputing the
she's-
fact that she has trapped about 3,000 people in this town. No one's saying she didn't do that.
Exactly. Well, here's-
Nobody
so
was
wait,
saying-
going off this,
Some
yes,
people
she,
say
one, she is a villain. People are trying to protect her because of, I don't think it's because she's a Nazi, but she's the villain because, of course,
You got it all fucking wrong.
Wait,
But
wait,
thanks for
wait,
saying
wait,
that she's
wait,
a Nazi because that's my point.
She's not a
They're
Nazi.
not protecting
She's
her
not a-
because she's a Nazi. They're protecting her because she runs around in a silly ass costume.
They're protecting her because of the fragility of white women.
That's it. Thank you. That's what I was getting at.
No, it's not.
That's
That's-
ultimately
No,
where
it's
That's
not.
ultimately where I was going.
it's the
And then they put her up against that white man that wanted to shoot her down. And the thing is, they want to try to make him the villain, but all the shit he was spouting out, he was fucking right. She was radicalized. She was radicalized. She was a terrorist. She was part of Hydra, Nazi, and she did all of that shit.
And then post Endgame, she broke into a government facility of her own accord.
Yes.
Broke the Sokovia Accords, took a town hostage.
Yes.
Like,
No one
she
said
is
she
a
did.
terrorist.
Nobody is
was
disputing this.
But the thing is, the story wants to frame this Kyle. Is his name Kyle?
The story isn't framing this. Because
They are framing him as a villain.
no, because all
Yes, they are.
no, you want to tell you why not? Because all of us are agreeing with you. We know he's not the bad
What
guy.
he means by they're framing him as a villain is
Is
they make
the
him
internet,
menacing.
right?
No, not even
They
the
make him
internet.
menacing. They make him an asshole.
They make you not like him.
Doesn't
But isn't that the point of TV? That they give you someone that you don't like that's also...
They don't get it.
They don't
Like,
understand. Like, Jesus Christ.
we understand.
You're
what
a scientist. You should know this.
we understand what you're saying. You're trying to say that the TV's setting this up so this guy's in the wrong. But what we're saying is that contradicts the fact because we all agree that Wanda is the bad guy and what this guy is doing is necessary for his job. So even though the TV is framing that way, we as the viewers know who the real bad guy is.
Okay.
And Vision knows it too. So
Even Vision woke up and said, "You're the bad guy."
I mean, for Vision to wake up and see that, he would have to be alive.
We know from the
If it
facts that
was
we're
like a
given,
duck-
she took over a bunch of people hostage, and what Monica
That's a
Rambeau.
Nazi in her, but keep going.
I'm not even trying to be antagonistic.
And Monica-
but at the same time,
that other dimension sound like a concentration camp to me, so I don't know. You tell me.
I'm not trying to go as extreme as Christian, but subconsciously she's doing Nazi shit.
And all this Hydra shit keeps popping up in the commercials and shit. Speaking of, my other bad is, I don't like how we make light of Black lives being taken down with the Lagos commercial. Like, that doesn't fit well for me. Do better, Marvel.
What?
When you make a mess, clean it up with Lagos paper towel.
Lagos was the country they were in when Civil War started. When she blew up the people in the building.
Okay, I think that one might be a stretch.
No, it's not. No, but
I think that one.
as a matter of fact, that scene caught flash.
Well, he was
when the movie came out.
already gonna blow up.
Yeah. What?
She just tried
No.
to get out of the way.
I'm not saying she said.
I don't know, Christian.
She didn't say, I'm not saying she said, die, darky, die. What I'm saying is,
Oh no, that was the
Sarah-
soapbox he was on.
so my third bad.
Oh god.
My third bad is Pietro, and look, I know y'all think this is awesome, but
This is go ahead.
it's fucking stupid. And y'all trying to play him like, and of course this is more of a fan thing, but I'm seeing shit around and it's talking about Evan Peters look good, Quicksilver from the last one look like he on meth, and I'm like, this bitch looks old and dying, and he looks like he was a failed
musician or something. I just didn't like the fact that when he came out, he was like, "Hey, who's the popsicle? I'm a Goomba." Yeah, like fuck you. He was like, "Hey, who's the popsicle? I'm Italian for some reason, even though I'm from Sokovia." I'm like, "What the fuck was that accent?" Like I know y'all think that's awesome, but it's just juvenile and stupid to me, and it's probably not even gonna lead to anything. That's just them being cute. Like, oh my god, they cast the X-Men Quicksilver as the Quicksilver for this one, because multiverse, and we're not going there.
So is that multiverse?
No, we're not going there. They're being cute.
Let me go ahead and let's go ahead and burst this bubble.
I would have rather seen Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Evan Peters is not Fox Quicksilver. Go ahead and get that out of your head. He is not Fox Quicksilver.
He's probably a guy in the town. Exactly.
And it's either a guy from the town that she manipulated to subconsciously be her brother. Mm-hmm. But I keep bringing the word subconsciously because she's
doing it on purpose because she's a Nazi.
But she was genuinely surprised when she saw him.
So that's why I use the word subconsciously, because she's doing stuff without realizing she's doing it.
But he just said not subconsciously.
Well, don't listen to him. All right, so
that's all we did for like the past 10 minutes.
That was your fault.
Like, I'm losing hearing here right now.
What do you think happens every time you do this?
Not enough, apparently.
All right, so Evan Peters. Evan Peters is not Fox Quicksilver, so go ahead and get that out of it. This is not bringing in the X-Men, so get that out of your system as well. This is just like you said, cute casting.
Mm-hmm. Let's throw something out here either. There's no Reed Richards. Monica doesn't know Reed Richards. This aerospace asshole that she's talking about is not Reed Richards. We're not getting the Fantastic Four. Cut that shit out.
Who said this?
That's the theory going around.
Okay.
What do we say about addressing stuff like that? We don't do that here.
We just did.
I got another bag.
You got another bag? Let's go.
Wait.
Oh,
quickly. I was gonna say my theory about it is that maybe he's the witness protection dude.
Who?
That Jimmy Woo's looking for.
Yeah,
he could be because we only saw Darcy react
Mm-hmm.
to it, and we never saw Jimmy Woo react to it. So that's why I was thinking, and maybe that's why they made it like a shocker reveal kind of thing. That's
yeah.
I don't know if that's on the internet, but that's what I'm thinking.
Whatever.
Okay. Moving
No,
on, I guess.
No, what I'm getting at is that the person in witness protection doesn't really matter to the plot.
But it does, because that was the whole reason.
I mean, it's kind of like a check.
That was the whole reason she was there. That was why the FBI called and saw it in the first place.
So to back her up, it's kind of like a Chekhov's gun. Don't mention that shit, and then it doesn't lead to anything. The whole witness protection thing is what brought authorities to the town to begin with.
Exactly. They didn't know the town was off the map, but he couldn't find the person they were finding, in which they were looking for in witness protection. Mm-hmm. And then he was like, wait, the police don't even recognize this town. And then looking at the sign right now, something's going on. Calling the higher ups.
What I'm getting at is that's where all that stops.
That's what you think.
Okay, so I'm thinking that the witness protection thing was just, all right, let's get the plot moving. And now we see the possible person in witness protection, and okay, we found him.
Well, then I guess we'll see.
Okay.
So all in all, that was.
I'm not done. So very last thing, they had a discussion. Actually, this is kind of a. Did we talk about what we said, the Captain Marvel stuff? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We need to get to that.
But before we get into that, there was a quick discussion. Let me go ahead and just throw this out here. They were like, "Why doesn't Wanda have a code name?" And they were like. And they wanted us to, they left the space in there. It's like Scarlet Witch, Scarlet Witch, Scarlet Witch. You're never going to hear Scarlet Witch.
Because it's a stupid name.
It's a
stupid name.
Property, right?
No,
it's a simple reason.
But
it's a simple reason why you'll never hear Scarlet Witch.
That is one of the it is thought that's why they never call them Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch, because Fox owned the rights to those names.
Well, why is it though?
So Disney is very heavily invested in China. China doesn't do all that boo spooky boo shit.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why they don't even do shit like, that they've never shown the Back to the Future movies in China.
time travel. Boo, spooky boo.
Yeah. I know China has a weird thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
but they showed Endgame.
Yeah, especially when it comes to the First Amendment, they got a real issue with that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's literally the reason why you will never hear Scarlet Witch.
Okay.
Getting to that Captain Marvel thing. No, Wanda is not the most powerful Avenger because she should have clapped Thanos in Infinity War.
She was about to.
No, she was not.
Yes, she was.
No, she wasn't.
Yes, she was.
She was literally holding him back, and he plowed right through that.
He was holding him back, but she was also killing the love of her life, and so.
But if she was so powerful, she could have did both.
No.
But again,
Or
she was literally
was
the only one who could pull the
grief.
stone out.
if she is so,
the whole reason they had.
she went from I can't
here we
hold
go.
Thanos back to Thanos just do it.
She was literally pulling the stone out.
She was destroying the stone.
Yeah, no, she was trying to get disconnected.
And you
Sorry.
telling me
Destroy.
she
So she was
telling
using
me-
half the power to destroy.
Can,
Watch.
tag me in.
There you go.
Wait, what's she on that?
Exactly. You don't do that here. And we don't like. What is this? Like,
Rubbing my hands
are
together.
you plotting something?
Absolutely.
Who told her that?
First of all,
Who told her that?
No.
Level her up.
Wait a second. Ready? Go.
okay, so first of all, she was stricken by grief. The love of her life, she's literally killing him. So yes, it's gonna take a lot out of her, and she's not fully tapped into that. Why? Because she's watching him die.
Boom.
And second of all, she's also trying to hold back Thanos at the same time. Thanos, who has what? 4 other Infinity Stones?
5.
5 other Infinity Stones. Number 2.
Oh, I got it. Go ahead,
And
keep going.
third of all,
I got it.
when she finally did it, she's exhausted. She's stricken with grief. She's tired. Cause, and then,
No, keep going. No, keep going.
and then she rewinds time. She's stricken with grief again. She doesn't have time to react. Why? Because he rips it out of his head anyway.
One. When he plowed through her little power and shit, he didn't use not an Infinity Stone. He didn't use none of them. That was off the pure strength of Thanos. I'm not done. 2. When she was brought back to life, that was fresh from the 5 years. She's still not grief-stricken and exhausted.
Oh no, she pissed at this point.
Okay, so we
But
just
again,
immediately
she-
change emotions.
So we get a Zenkai boost when we die and come back.
no, no, no,
Dragon
no,
Ball
no,
now.
no,
3 because you skipped over this one.
Let me interject. Let me tag you. Not tag in, but just.
Yeah, let's cross the stream.
Go ahead. Anyway, we just said last week that like 15 minutes went by after Doctor Strange went to go grab boost everybody. So y'all was telling me in 15 minutes she powered up. All right, go ahead.
Okay. 3, Thanos had all the Infinity Stones when he lifted her up in the air and was about to do that fuck shit.
So check this out. Last.
So you telling me that she got powerful when he got more stones?
wait. So the last time I checked.
4,
Wait.
if this is the problem, Wanda.
No. Wait. Let me get some of this.
Your
Wonder-
limited response.
Wanda was the
It's actually
only.
6 by 6
Wanda
by
was the only. Wanda was the only Avenger who can break a stone. Outside of Captain Marvel. Fact. Number 2, she was killing him so hard that he had to call down something to help him because he knew he was through. He knew he was finished.
Yeah.
She was about to fucking
that's the
kill
point.
him.
Where was that shit 5 years before?
Because
But
she
the
was
thing is, what the whole point was is that she has untapped potential.
No, wait,
Because-
question.
Wait, because she wasn't finished when she was learning.
No. What else could break a stone?
I mean, I gotta think.
No. Because last time I checked, it took the stones to break the stones, right? So you have an Avenger on Earth who can break stones. So she's almost as powerful as the glove. This motherfucker was getting wrecked, and he was like, "I need you to destroy everything."
Yes.
She was about to kill him.
Yes, we know that. In Endgame, in Infinity War, she could not push this dude back.
No, because she was using most of her power trying to destroy the stone.
Yes, why didn't she just push him back and say, fuck the stone? She didn't want Vision to die so bad. If she was that powerful, she could have just killed Thanos right there.
Because the mission that was given to her by the leader of the team, we need to get the stone out of Vision's head. We couldn't do it safely so that he wouldn't die. So now Vision has to die.
So
Vision
Cat
will
didn't
also.
give that
Let
order.
me finish. Fuck up.
Blah, blah, blah.
Let me finish.
Blah.
Let me
Cat
finish.
Blah, blah, blah.
Christian, I swear to God.
Continue.
She still
Shut
got
the fuck up.
Continue.
She got rebuttal B.
Continue.
This is rebuttal B.
So, and Vision was also egging her on, telling her that this needs to be done. Not only is he sad, but she's sad too, and she also reads minds. She could read vision.
I have a question.
So she was also feeling his emotions as well.
So I have a question. Didn't Thanos have the stones when they first fight?
Yes, he did.
Did he have the stones when they fought again?
Yeah, he had them in the gauntlet, I believe.
No.
He didn't have.
The second time they fought, he didn't.
Oh, the second time they fought.
So she was killing them.
Yeah.
You talking about when she was fucking him up?
Yeah.
He had the gauntlet.
No, he didn't.
No, he didn't.
No, he
They were
didn't.
trying to get the gauntlet, and then that's when everybody else came down.
Well, it don't matter.
And then
He
she
didn't
was
even-
like, "You took everything from me," and started
Yeah,
yelling
he's
on
like,
He
her.
didn't even use the gauntlet in
In Infinity War, yes, he did.
Not against her.
He had it in his hand, and that's
But
what
he
he was
did not
using
use
to
it.
push himself forward.
He was using his arm.
That had the gauntlet on it.
When he rolled up on Cap.
Don't make me
he
pull up the scene.
Stinking falling out the
There's a lot of division that's going on between this episode.
Between the right people and the wrong people.
And you guys can watch the episode and judge for yourself.
I wouldn't the one cheering for a Nazi.
Thank you
I
guys.
wasn't cheering for.
Thank you guys for joining us for this episode of whatever the fuck this is. Like and subscribe. And until next time, maybe the next episode won't be so decisive. Peace.
She better denounce Nazism.
Exactly. And she in the Quran Nazi, yeah.
She better hop over to the Star Wars universe. Be like, I heard what you said.
Mhm.